Thanks for joining us. I'm Vahe Gregorian with Todd Palmer, who is not Andy McCullough today, but filling in as a stalwart replacement while Andy's out of town today on a fascinating day at Kauffman Stadium. Most of all, the story of the day really is Johnny Cueto finally being acquired after a lot of hemming and hawing and reports that were maybe not quite, I don't know, you can't say they're wrong, but they weren't quite complete. And anyway, the deal got done. As far as I'm concerned, this is a huge moment for the Royals. I think this solidifies a staff and really spackles in the only glaring weakness that this team had. There's other things that could be better, but I think this was the thing they had to fix. And Todd, as far as I can see it, this makes them perhaps maybe not the favorite to win the World Series, but this legitimizes everything that you've been seeing all season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, you know, with the lead they built to this point, I think they were probably winning the division with or without a Johnny Cueto. But when you looked at the possibility of a postseason rotation, especially when Ventura was struggling a little bit, you know, you had Edinson Volquez you felt comfortable with. You felt comfortable with Danny Duffy and what he's done the last month or so. But those 3-4 guys were a question mark. Well, now you put Cueto at the front of that group, and all of a sudden you're talking about a very good postseason rotation because you can already shorten it down to 4 anyway when you get to the playoffs. And they can match up with a team like a Houston now, I think, pitcher for pitcher in a series. And so, yeah, I agree. I don't know if you can call the Royals the favorites. I don't know if you can call anybody the favorite, but they certainly are among the favorites to return to the World Series.
I think that's right. And sort of in between the lines of what Todd was just talking about, we saw a revitalized Yordano Ventura today. And it seems to be quite a 1-2 punch in one day, and nothing is assured in anything here. I mean, we've seen moves like the Cueto move similar to that happen with other teams last year and didn't pan out the way you might have hoped. And we don't know that Yordano Ventura of old is here to stay, but beats the alternative and certainly gives you a foundation that says, you know, there's promise that this guy can get back to where he was sooner than maybe we thought.
Yeah, absolutely. And he talked about having a little more confidence today. You know, he was able to spot that breaking ball for strikes, and that kind of set up everything else. I mean, the fastball velocity had been there. You know, Ned Yost talked about he wasn't coming over the top, didn't have as much snap on that fastball in a few starts. But really, he can work. It's the breaking ball that, you know, he needs to be able to spot that for strikes to keep guys honest and keep guys from cheating to get to that fastball. And when he can do what he did today, you know, he's one of the top young pitchers in baseball. And if he can capture, you know, that kind of postseason magic he had last year, and then you add him with the Cueto, with the Volquez, with the healthy Danny Duffy, and people forget Duffy wasn't a factor in the postseason last year because of his rib injury. Right. You get those 4 guys going, you keep them healthy through the end of the season, and maybe Game 7, you know, ends a little bit differently, or maybe the Royals don't even have to go to a Game 7 this year, you know, but certainly a huge day, I think, if you're Royals fans, a lot to celebrate on this Sunday.
And a day that shows they're thinking long haul here, and I think that's really important. They're trying to seize the moment. I think this organization, the structure is built to stay, but they need to also reach for the brass ring. So thanks a lot for being with us. Appreciate it, and just another day at the ballpark, and glad you enjoyed it.